Check your links now. So we're live now. So check your links, see if everything's
You got the
running.
link.
Bryson, I made the adjustment up to 60.
The stream link.
Yep. Anything else I forgot?
I post on Instagram.
I already did.
Do a 5 count at the end, but
Can I get a check your YouTubes, make sure they're all running?
we said that 5 counts.
It's just the YouTube.
5 counts.
Slide.
It's cool. It comes through the center here.
Draw mine if you want to put mine down there.
Yep.
The announcement.
Put the announcement.
It comes from your account. Thanks.
50 seconds, fam.
Oh, you're having fun?
Yeah.
Oh.
One more second, guys, 20 seconds. If you want to, let's say Ace is talking and you want to get in, I can, since I'm running it, just throw a hand up and I'll know to come to you. Isaac, if you want to chop in, if anybody wants to chop in, throw a hand up and I'll make sure to go to that person next. Okay? All right. Good morning, everybody. We're live from Colombia, Cartagena with the Top One Futures friends. So if you're watching on YouTube right now, we've got the Strong Trader, Ace of Trades, Real Deal Zach, and of course, Go To Isaac. The room is filled with a couple other people that you may know. They're going to be popping on stream with us in a couple of minutes. My name's Austin Silver. Some of you probably don't know me. We're going to go around the room here, go around the horn before we jump into trading. We know NFP came out this morning. We'll talk news. We'll get into everything there. We've got 10 minutes till market open. So I figured what better way to start the streamathon or whatever we're going to call this, the massive mega stream, than going around to like just introduce some of you that maybe know me to some of these people that maybe you don't know, or vice versa. So Ace, you want to take a second, introduce yourself?
What is up? I am Ace of Trades. This is JJ, and we are the founders of Prop Hub. We're here with the Top One crew, and absolutely incredible team that we have here. Just excited, man. These people are beautiful. Please make sure to check out every single one of their pages if you guys are pulling in from the Prop Hub trading community. And that's it. Let's get it going, boys.
Love it, bro. Tanner, you want to jump in?
There we go. What is good, everyone? Tanner, the Strong Trader here. Many of you have probably seen me on Austin's stream, gooning and full porting on some Fridays, having some fun. Maybe we'll do the same thing today. But I am the CEO and founder of Strong Trading, do a lot of mentorship, one-on-one coaching, and we're just here to have some good time and do some good stuff today. So let's go.
I love it, dude. Isaac, what's up, bro?
What's going on? Good morning, everybody. I'm Isaac Rivera, founder of Only Funds, and I lead the Big Tick Energy Trading Group on Discord. Excited to be here with the Top One Futures family. It's been a heck of a time, and we're just getting started. We're going to go out on this free stream Friday with a bang, hopefully make some money. But what I love about Top One Futures is that I can be 1,000 miles away from home, take a trade and take a payout, and it hits my bank account same day.
Nobody does it like Top One Futures. That's why we're all here. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of which, let's pass the microphone to Big Dog. What's up, Clay?
There we go. There we go. What's up, everybody? So we're super pumped to be in Colombia, to be in Cartagena. We have an all-star roster here. It's going to be super fun. Check out, there's a special promotion ticking across the stream. So that's only good till 11 a.m. And I think we might do some giveaways too towards the end. So stick around. It's going to be awesome. Thanks for everybody hopping on, and let's get it.
Love it, dude. Love it. I'm super pumped to be here. All right, real deal. Finish us off, bro.
I don't know how I'm going to follow up that one, guys, but it is absolutely awesome to be down here. Right before we hopped on, like right before we went live, I said this is one of the funnest things that I've ever gotten to do, trading live, trading in general. I'm super stoked for this one, guys. We got a bunch of heavy hitters in the room. We've got a lot to talk about today. I think we got some fun stuff coming on stream, so stick around. Like Ace said, check out everybody in here, man. You might not resonate with me or somebody else in here, but maybe there is a trader that you like their style, you like what they got going on. And of course, check out Top 1 Futures, the new elite daily accounts. You guys know I'm hyping them right now. I know I'm hyping them right now. Daily payouts, no consistency, end of day trailing drawdown, 3-day to pass, like 45% consistency in the eval and the price point. Just dropped the video, putting them all side by side. So I'll leave it there, guys. Hype for this market open. Let's see what we can do.
Awesome. All right, everybody. I think we kick it off jumping over to Ace, if you don't mind, Ace. Can I throw you up first?
Let's get it. Wow.
Let's get into it.
What is up, guys? So we got 6 minutes until the open. What we like to utilize over here at Prop Hub is a lot of volume metrics, using a lot of statistical measures from volume by price, following it up with a lot of volume when it comes to value area highs. The one thing that we want to keep note of, especially for this given session here on the Friday, with Globex just absolutely ripping down, is the fact that we need to note that we are inside of a new Sigma. So I'm not trying to like put out a whole bunch of jargon, try to sound all cool and all of that. I just let my results speak for itself, being on leaderboards, taking literally while we're on a boat, another $4,000 while we were here, not to flex or anything. But nonetheless, we are below our monthly, our weekly, our previous day, basically all of our value area lows, meaning we are entering into a new Sigma, aka just a new volume metrics deviation. So just be careful of that and see if we can reclaim back inside of our average daily low. That way we can stay within range for this given week, aka this month as well, since it's below all of those levels.
So any trades from last night you want to talk to us about? Any trades from the trip you want to go over real quick? Show everybody how you were taking payouts while we were here? I don't know if Top 1 wants you to talk about that since they paid for the trip and now you got to pay you out a couple times while we're here.
While I'm getting a massage, it was all beautiful. I would love to if my chart was actually loading. There you go. So one thing that I really like to utilize is things like supply and demand economics 101. It's what our market is surrounded by. And just going off of this session alone, we got things like volume imbalances. As soon as we crack below those, we just take our structure. And then as soon as we can adapt to our higher time frame accumulations, let's just dumb it down. We're talking about order blocks. Where are those heavy flows? We're just looking for a structure break. So as you guys can see right here, we break the CE, again, trying to dumb it down, trying to make it easy to digest. It's just your 50% mark. Once we're below that 50% mark, trying to position ourselves into a break of a structure or a change of character. Once that occurred, just took the nice short. And for all my favorite boys in here, just the straight pull back to VWAP, as these guys like to do. So that's exactly what we did. And then as soon as we got the reclaim right here, you just ride it back up, same level. You got your target and you guys can see how it responds perfectly to those levels. And I haven't touched or drew anything on my chart in the past month because we've just been inside of the same accumulation ranges. You guys can see it's going to abide by the chart nonstop. There's no reason to mark up your chart 1,000 times. I just utilize the higher time frames and I get the highest conviction off of that.
So Ace, in a setup like this, where you come into the week crushing it, you're on vacation, you're having a great time, how are you going to approach the Friday? NFP numbers are in. Are you reading the jobs numbers, or are you just going to read the chart and try to find a trade? Or are you going to not do anything and just take another payout?
That was an incredible question. I think the best thing to do in this case is definitely full port. There's I'm just playing around, guys. I'm definitely going to protect capital, definitely size down. Again, it's not in the ranges where I like to see the chart being below my value area. It's hard to place statistical measures when you start to slip away from your current deviation. So I would like to see a nice regression to the mean coming back to our POC.
Okay, I love it. I appreciate you, bro. Great
Of
take.
course. I
Tanner, can we
appreciate
get a take from you, bro? Because I feel like knowing Tanner, he's probably cooking something right now, right?
Yeah, so a few things I'm looking at actually. I'm gonna share a different screen really quick. Hold on, let me do that for 1 second because I am watching. I'm a big range guy, and when I say that, I mean support till it's no longer support. So as I pull this up right here, perfect. You can throw me up there, Austin. There we go. Okay. I know there's a lot of lines. It looks crazy, but I'm a levels trader as it is. Big picture, this is NQ. We've been trading obviously in this huge range since October, all the way back here. So one thing I'm watching on this specifically is support till it's no longer support. As we've pulled into this area down towards the bottom of the range, 24 500s, let's call it, you can just see like we bounce. And I'm not a huge moving average guy, but I do love the 200 period moving average. This is something where, again, it just support till it's no longer support. So I'm going to watch how this gets treated. We can obviously see here already coming into the open, we're starting to get some reaction, right? So I'm really curious to see if this holds. If we go down to a smaller time frame now from the bigger picture on the 5 minute, it won't look as insane. But when we get down here, these are my favorite type of setups. I don't like doing this too close to the open, but an overshoot and then a reclaim of the level, those are some of my favorites. I could have really small risk here and a really high reward to shoot back towards even the top of NFP's high right here. So I'll be watching that. The other thing I am super cautious on today, though, is the VIX. So the VIX just measures the volatility index of the market overall. When VIX is really elevated, dips are less likely to be bought. So you do have to be a bit more tactical in nature. So it's like you can't look for insane follow through usually. So that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. As we can see, the VIX is up 10%. This is VIX futures. I don't do a lot of technical analysis on VIX futures. I just really watch how it's reacting. As we can see, again, we're just really strong on it. So elevated VIX near 10% means be cautious on some of those longs. So if you do see me taking bounce setups, I'm not going to be shooting for the moon. I'm not going to be shooting for the stars. I'll probably be like looking to take it back into structure, even shy of structure, because maybe we put in a higher low and then dump or a lower high and then dump lower. I don't know. I just want to be cautious with that. So that's what I got today.
I like it. I love it. Zach, you want to give us a quick take? I know that you probably have a good read on everything this morning. And what's interesting too for the listeners, you notice like everybody in here has a different read, different indicators. Some people will talk more macro. So if you're here on chat, take notes.
For sure. So I got YM pulled up. I think I'm the odd man out, trading the black sheep here. Looking at the daily chart on the Top 1 Futures 15K pre-live account, getting ready to run this one. This is pretty aggressive. We're pushing the downside right into the open. We're opened up right now, right? Just 1 minute into NYSE open. I'm showing you guys this daily because this is a hell of a move to the downside. This is a level I've had on my chart. If you're in my stream, I stream live every damn day. This one's been on since last week. I haven't even touched these. We're at a key spot here. If you also know how I like to trade YM, or we've got a whole bunch of people on here that don't know how, I like that mean reversion off of the open. On another day, I'm buying this. On another day, I'm buying this right now as we're aggressively pushing lower, even though we're down on the day. Today, because this is such a big spot and this is quite a bit of volatility, like my $1,000 worth of risk on one mini here is going to put me just on the other side of this zone, right near the 47,000 even. I'm going to stay patient on this. If I had a gun to my head, which I'm happy that I don't now, and I haven't while I'm trading, I'm long, which I know is aggressive. It is that mean reversion style trade. This is something super simple. If you go back and just take a look at YM, I trade off the 15-minute chart primarily, but YM on really any time frame, 9:30 a.m., watch that over-exaggerated liquidity sweep, whatever you want to call it, order block, crazy movement. YM pops to the upside and loves to rip right back down to VWAP, that area of high volume from visible range volume profile or the session volume profile, fixed range volume profile, whatever you want to run for the day. It's a very simple move. I like to trade it almost every day, even on an aggressive day like today. Friday, NFP, we're pushing super aggressively to the downside on that, right into the open. I'm going to give this a few minutes to open up. That might mean I miss my good opportunity down here. I would just prefer to give this 1 to 2 minutes to see what we do down here, just hanging out, even looking at the 15-minute, before I look to get right into this thing. Taking a look on the lower time frames, if this chart can load. Looked like I was getting a little bit of lag. You're frozen. Okay.
I'm gonna steal it from you, bro, while you fix that camera. Isaac, can I get a quick take from you, Papi, please? Papi, please.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so we're 2 minutes into the open. All right, cumulative delta is already sitting at a minus 300, so we have a little bit of selling right out the gate. A couple things that I'm looking for. You can see we have a little bit of unfinished business in the profile here from March 3rd. So we have value low down here sitting at about 67.65. We have a volume spike in the profile, effectively where we're trading now, and we found some support early on going into the open. So the first objective for the bears is going to be to obviously take out this session low, which is sitting right around 67.20, again from March 3rd. What I'm looking for is obviously either support coming in there or failure and then a continuation to the downside, or we find support here in this spike, travel towards value low, which again is 67.65. If we can break through that and the sellers fail to keep this as a resistance area, then the next order of business for the buyers or the bulls is going to be break us back inside of yesterday's session. The session low sitting right around 67.77, so a lucky number. I'd like to personally take a long from roughly 67.65 and then ride that out into the session, possibly into value as well. It's going to be, in my opinion, really hard to break through 67.90. But if we can do that and break back in here, we have a lot of unfinished business in yesterday's profile. And you can see it's really where we dropped this morning on some news. So we got U.S. business inventories month over month coming out at 10, and we have a Fed speaker at 10:15. So I'm probably going to sit on my hands till right around 10 a.m., wait for that number to hit, and at that point, see where we're situated compared to these two profiles. But me personally, I'm looking for opportunities for long. Took a payout yesterday. 87% win rate for the week, 4 straight winning days. So, I mean, I don't want to go ahead and end the week on a sour note.
Well said. Well said. I want to go back to Ace because I think Ace is cooking something over there. Ace, can I see what's on your screen there, dude?
What's up, brother? Yeah, so
You want me to unmute?
Boom.
There you
I
go.
am now no longer muted. There we go. Yeah. So we cooked up some nice things. You know, we have our weekly accumulation. And if I just go over to the higher time frames, you guys will, whoa.
Oh, that's what I thought it was. What is that? Are those payouts?
I don't know who put that there, but somehow we are secured right now just shy of $43,000. And on this trip alone with the live payouts, 2,144, 1,280. And that was all on a boat, on the bus, just chilling with the boys at dinner and just letting them know how Prop Hub does it, baby. Thanks for the shout, Austin.
You're welcome, buddy. Yeah, I'll take the screen then, Ace, from a second. I'll give my take this morning now that everybody else passed around. I like a lot of the take on the continuation to the downside. You guys know if you trade with me or if you've seen me trade, I'm definitely follow the trend, not revert. So while Zach might be looking for longs, I'm looking at shorts here. I'm looking for the potential for this to continue lower. Let me, Ace, if you don't mind muting yourself. Thank you, sir. If you just take a look at VWAP overnight, everybody, one of the things that I use, we'll pop out to a 15-minute chart. You can see, I mean, regardless of how the news came in, price action has held this dotted line. That's our overnight VWAP. So that's volume from 6 p.m. till now. A lot of sellers. For me to come in and be a buyer here, I would get smoked. Zach's good at it. I know he's got a decent win rate at catching reversions. I mean, for me, the shorts are a no-brainer. We're already down 21 points, 6 minutes into the open, everybody. This is a pretty good sized opening range already with still 10 minutes to go. So I'll give you a little sauce if you like VWAP. One thing to do on NFP or on any day where we have pre-market news is throw a VWAP on that news candle. Anchor a VWAP to your news bar. And as you can see, what did we do exactly at market open? Threw a pin through it. Buyers tried to take that, rejected, meaning sellers still in control. And as you see from there, within the next 4 minutes, we slid on ES 24 points, which is a great little move. So sellers are definitely in control. I know buyers may be something that some of the guys here will look to cook up. That's an interesting trade. I'd like to see how that'll play out. You could have made 20 points selling it already for 4 minutes. So I'll stay on the right side of VWAP while we'll let the reversion boys play out. Chat, help us. What should we give to the winner who makes the most money today? Or whoever loses the most money, what would you like to see them do? Spam the chat. Tell us what you want to see. Maybe the losing trader has to, I have to be careful. Zach will yell at me if I say something too inappropriate. Let me think about that. Chat, help me think about this. While we watch and see how the next couple of minutes come in. Boys in the room, does anybody have a trade that they're eyeing up? Maybe if you're just looking and you're scalping around this morning, everybody trying to find what to trade, maybe you go grab one of these new evals. Remember, the new elite daily accounts are out. And as you can see on screen, code Pablo, which is very fitting for this trip, will get you up to 60% off. I would stack a couple of these. You know, they opened the door with these new evals for no activation fee, which is crazy in itself because all of us boys remember when it was activation fees, daily payouts when funded, and only 3 days to pass. So I think a lot of you are going to really crush it with these evals. I really do. And I could really see a lot of you guys even getting the call up to live account. I mean, you're sitting in a room now where 3, 4, 5 of us have had live accounts with Top One Futures. You know, they're the firm that I think a lot of people are now chasing after, not just because of the way they treat us as affiliates, but because of the way they treat their customers. No payout denials, always on time, and trying to reinvent something like an eval that has already been done pretty well in the past, but somehow they figured out how to make it better. So take that code Pablo, take advantage. You can copy trade up to 5 of those right now. It's going to save you some money and hopefully set you up to make some money with us today and then cruise into next week, get your funded account, and then get yourself to daily payouts. What matters more right now in the prop space, everybody? Daily payouts or lower cost? Who wants to jump on that question first? Ace, you got an answer for that? I know you're texting over there. What do you like? Daily payouts from an eval kind of model, or are you still interested in instant funded for the bigger payout caps?
Give me those daily payouts every day, any day, literally every second. I will always choose those daily payouts, guys, when it is time to actually hone in on your skills and you no longer have to utilize the instant fundeds, which I love. I love the straight to fundeds. However, when you don't have to utilize it for putting yourself in the box where you get to use those parameters to your advantage, which is an absolutely key thing about the straight to fundeds that I love, because then it gives you an objective, but it also allows you to minimize your risk for proper trading, which is always what any single one of us is going to preach, right? So you get to really utilize a lot of those, what people view as restrictions, which I'll never view it as, but to your advantage. But when you really get to hone in on your skills and you say, I'm ready for this, for real trading, those daily payouts are it. Get paid that same day. At the end of the day, testimonials don't really mean much unless it equates to the, excuse my French, to the payout. And that's it.
What do you think's harder, technical analysis or running your business and maximizing prop firm payouts?
Definitely not the payouts. Definitely not the payouts. We just let the work speak. I'm not even touching the chart. It hasn't moved. It's sideways and I'm chilling.
My thought, the reason I asked you that is because like you guys have taken a lot of payouts from different firms too. So you clearly understand, for the listener, like how to run the prop game.
Right.
So, I mean, I see you trading on the phone, bro. Like you crush it with the technical analysis. So I would have thought you would have said the prop game is harder than the technical analysis. But no, you actually think that the chart is a little bit harder to work. I just see a lot of new traders struggling to play the game of prop firms, and that's what I worry about. So that's an interesting answer.
You know what? It's funny that you say that, and even bringing up the fact that it's like, yeah, we did receive a lot of payouts from other firms as well. That is just the one beautiful thing. And I'm not even trying to toot their horn or anything like that, but that's one of the best things about Top One Futures. It is the most clear and concise rules that there could ever be, and all you have to do is abide by them. You will get your payout. I've never been denied once. I don't think anyone in here has been denied once. No one from my community has been denied. And it's just clear, concise, follow the rules, get paid, period. And that in itself speaks for itself.
I totally agree. Anybody else want to hop in on that? Zach, are you back up and running? Can we get you unmuted here?
Let's see. Can you guys hear me okay?
I'll hop in.
I got it.
All right. I'll go back to full porting.
Watching my live streams, Tanner's going back to full porting quick. I don't know why I'm plagued with tech issues, even in the new studio, but we're back in action here. I love what Top One's done with the new accounts. I'm a big fan of instant funded. I'm a big fan of eval style accounts. I'm a big fan of consistency in funded. I'm a big fan of no consistency in funded, right? I say all that, which sounds really vague and I love everything in Switzerland of me, because it is. I don't think there's any one best account. I think when you catch partners, affiliates, firms going, this is the top, we're dethroning everybody, we reinvented the wheel, it doesn't really make sense. It's not really logical, right? The best account for you is going to depend on a number of things: your experience, your capital allocation, the style, and what's important to you, right? Do you want a really difficult to pass eval and an expensive price and then an intraday trailing drawdown and funded with a big payout cap? That might be the best account for you. It might not be the best account for me, which I've demonstrated with TPT this year. Do you want something that you can get through an eval very quickly, maybe 3 days, a daily payout from day one? Technically, you'd be taking a payout, a decent payout cap, no consistency, no activation fee after getting through the funded account, right? Or do you want an instant funded? Do you want to go straight to funded? You don't want to take any time in the evaluation phase, trading for money that you're not going to stand to withdraw. And I like that Top One Futures has given traders a lot of those options. Obviously, I'm super stoked on the new accounts. If I had to take a stance and say, what is my favorite account right now on the market, it's pretty obvious. The new Elite Daily from Top One Futures. I think it serves an extremely wide variety of trader, right? From guys that are undercapitalized and underexperienced. The sad truth is, probably not going to get to that first payout on that first account. So it makes sense to keep capital reasonable, right? Keep that risk low. And you can do that with an evaluation style account. You can take your time there. You're not paying, big money for the instant funded. And maybe you say, hey, Zach, that's cool, but I'm experienced, right? I'm ready to rinse the prop firms. I'm 6 years in, I want to make this worth my while. That's awesome. On a 50K account, for example, there's a larger one, but on a 50K account, for example, you can take a $1,000 daily payout. Maybe you say, that's not enough for me. It's not enough to 10x my money on a $100 eval. You can copy trade up to 5. You can be going back-to-back $5,000 payouts, technically, with these accounts. So I like that opportunity with these accounts. I think what we've seen out of a lot of these firms is the no consistency rule, right? The instant funded's awesome. There's definitely benefits to it. Tanner, we were just talking about it down in Miami. Like, a lot of traders do find that gambling mentality kind of taken away from them when they have things like equity stability scores or consistency rules. So I'm not going to knock it there. But I love the wide open season. Run it up on day one if you want to. No consistency, daily payouts, and really sweet end of day trailing drawdown in the eval and the funded. But again, back to that initial point. I know there was a rant there. I don't think there's one best. I'm going to rant. I don't think there's one best for anybody. I think Top One's offered a ton, and for me, evals.
Isaac, you were snapping at me. What you got?
You got me unmuted?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna let you guys know. So I saw cumulative delta jump up from
negative 1,000 to positive 1,500. We clearly found support around that 67.20. Right now, the low is at 67.22. So that support step in, you could see this area down here going into the open that was holding like as a floor of support. We obviously broke it going into the open, extended that initial balance low. But then we did find that support near 67.20, started moving up to the midpoint of the current initial balance. But again, what was originally support that we broke then flipped to resistance. I took a long right around 67.30. I was about 10.5 points in the money unrealized. Those who know my strategy, once we were 6.5 points into the profit on that trade, my stop automatically trails to 4.5. So you could see, even on this trade, I was up about 10.5 points. I only walked away with 4.5, and that's fine, because clearly we were lacking strength and momentum getting through that floor, having it fail as resistance, and then starting to make our way up to the tentative initial balance high, this mean here as well, and then continuing to extend that session higher. So it looks like they're going to go down and retest the tentative initial balance low, maybe extend that a little bit more to the downside. But if we get buyers to get a boost of morale here and try to buy this up, I will take a long again. But so far, I'm not really impressed with the price action that I'm seeing from the bulls. That cumulative delta is still sitting at positive 2,300, but we're not moving higher. So even though there's a lot of buying going on right now, the sellers just really aren't letting up. So I think maybe once we have something fundamental into the mix, like that business inventories or the Fed speaker, maybe there could be some stuff on that transcript or just on that number to go ahead and give us a boost higher. But I walked away with $450 with 2 contracts. I mean, I'm cool being done for the day, but I'm definitely open to another trade if I see an opportunity.
I'm short right now. Like I said, I like the shorts. I mean, there is no buyers in this today. I'm proud of you for sneaking that out, but ES is literally not a single close above VWAP. So I'm short from 28. I'm up 8 points right now. Anybody else got a trade on? Tanner, you got anything cooking?
I don't have anything like this exact second. I am watching YM coming into its 200 period moving average. So it's definitely going to be the main thing I'm watching here. If you want to pull up my screen, you can pull it up and show it super quick. But basically, the magic lines, right? It's just like I'm looking for these areas. I think on a day like this, one thing definitely I want to practice today is like as we come into this 200 period moving average here on YM, I'm going to be looking for some sort of like double bottom or some sort of reaction in general. This is the daily chart, so this is really, really big, obviously. But again, we're coming back finally to retest this 200 for the first time. When we come and test a 200 period moving average after not testing it for a long time, the odds of this not bouncing to some extent, of course, we can overshoot it. Yeah, of course, we can overshoot it. Of course, like that type of stuff can happen, but I'm waiting for a reaction, and especially with news coming up in the next like 10 minutes or so. Here's how the 5 minutes looking. It's just still pretty heavy. We're starting to get a little bit of buyers, like getting a little bit of nibbles and interested, like they're attempting to, at least in this zone. So we'll see kind of how it reacts. But again, it's still going down right now. I want it to come down towards this level, towards this zone, see a couple bounces maybe, and then go from there.
Okay. Who else got a trade on?
So I did not wait for the reaction down there. If you guys are on my live streams, you know I'm pretty aggressive at that area of interest. You can see we're right below this massive imaginary line that I have on my chart, a discretionary level based off of much higher time frame, market structure, price action, and volume. This is aggressive. I am counter to this big daily candle to the downside. This is the same setup that I like to take day in and day out. We're near the open. I've waited patiently 20 minutes in. I've got about $1,000 worth of risk on with one YM mini. Very comfortable taking this aggressive stop out, which might come for me. I do think if we're going to continue lower, there we go, Austin short on it. If we're going to continue lower, I think it's going to be aggressive. I think we could see a larger movement to the downside. Conversely, even if we're going to continue lower, I think it's unlikely that we just move in a straight line. As you guys know, oftentimes market's going to pull that back and forth, break and retest action. I'm not aiming for something massive on this one. I think we could get a little pop back up to fill some of this imbalance, some of this big price action right from that 8:30 news. I'm not going to hold for a huge movement, a huge reversal where I think we're headed back through VWAP all the way up to the highs. But this is my style on YM. Again, today I will certainly note this is aggressive. Like Tanner said, it can be beneficial to wait for maybe lower time frame price action, market structure, some kind of shift off of one of those areas. I think it's a double-edged sword, right? I'm going to be someone that takes probably a more aggressive, faster stop out, not waiting for that. But when the trades do potentially play out, I'm somebody that has a much wider stop loss initially and a much more aggressive entry, a much lower entry point. So yeah, kind of the same, I call it stupidly simple style of trading off the open on YM. If I take the stop on this one, I'll probably look for one more. I've gotten pretty comfortable in this Top 1 Futures Live account. The Corner Row boys were taking payouts this week. Snagged one yesterday from Top 1. I've been in this Top 1 Futures Live account since October of last year. I've traded it pretty conservatively. I'm trying to push myself to put a little bit more risk on, maybe take a little bit more trades, get a little bit more aggressive here, and try to grow. So we'll see what we get on this one. I've also been looking at NQ a bit. But we'll watch this one play out. I'll kind of let you guys know if I'm looking to manage. Just to be clear, entry at 47,070. Stop is at 46,867. That's exactly, I think, it's exactly $990 worth of risk with one YM. No fixed take profit. I would love to see a pop back up towards the 300s. I don't think that's unreasonable, but we'll see. I'll call out any management.
Love it. Yeah, I think it's interesting to see the different takes on the market. I'm curious to hear from everybody. Do you mind muting yourself? Your echo's bad. Curious to hear, maybe we go around a little bit. For the traders who are in the chat and have never taken a payout before, what would be the advice to them? Because I'm sure there's some new people listening in that are nervous to maybe even take the jump to go get that first payout. You want to hit that first, Ace?
Yeah, I think the answer is pretty simple to this one. Just get better. Oh, I wasn't joking. But no, but for real though, I am a joker at heart, guys. It's just my personality. But when it comes to trading, I think every single person, you guys have heard this be reiterated across the board, across every single rule. And it always will come down to the one and only thing, risk and money management. Doesn't matter how good your strategy is. At the end of the day, how many trades, boys, does it take to blow your whole account?
One.
Takes one singular trade. But with your strategy, holy, you're winning at 90%. Still doesn't matter if you can't handle your money. If you can't leave your ego at the door, it doesn't mean jack. So nonetheless, for all the new traders, you got to be able to separate yourself from the trade and be able to just accept the fact that it is what it is objectively. It's either going to be a win, it's either going to be a loss, and you accept that. And that's my answer.
I'm going to hop in on that quick because I agree 100%. I have this trade on. I'm talking about potentially catching a bounce, maybe a really aggressive L. I think recognizing that we don't know what's going to happen next. I could not tell you what is going to happen with this trade. I can't tell you where the market's going to go. It's a paradox. It's this contradiction that we have to work within. But if that, starts to seep into your consciousness, right, where I'm going to put this trade on because this is part of my system. I'm following my approach, my risk management. I'm comfortable paying $1,000 in whatever account that I'm trading or whatever your risk is for the day or for the trade to figure out if this is going to work or not. And still accepting that I don't know what's going to happen. And if I take an L and I did everything I was supposed to do, that's a W for me for the day. If you can kind of get yourself there as a trader, which is easier said than done, it's very difficult to do, especially day after day, maybe of back-to-back losses when you hit that inevitable losing streak. But if you can start to do that, you can start to think in the way that makes sense with the market, not in our human brain that we're kind of just born and raised with, which is not the way to think, and the unfortunate reality that most traders are losing money in these markets. But it's a difficult thing to do, but I would encourage anybody to try to reflect on that. I don't know what the hell is going to happen next. I have no idea on this next individual trade. If I did, I would sell everything I have, remortgage my house, and put it all on this next one. We don't, so we're managing risk to the downside. Set a personal daily profit target, personal daily loss limit, and stick to it.
Good rant, but you didn't answer the question. We got to stick on the question. The question is, what account is best for traders that haven't taken a payout? The chat's loving the question, so who wants to throw in on an answer?
All right, so we were talking about this yesterday, so I'll talk about this real quick. So it's like, I think some of the problems with the no consistency rule is people like to full port too much and like just send it. Like, I am a fan of the instant funded accounts for this reason, because the consistency rule actually helps you get in, take your money, get out. And I think a lot of new traders actually need to learn that. When I first started trading options years ago, like I would shoot to make $100 on the day and go on with the day, or lose 100 and that's it. And like I would just stick with that over and over and over. And then eventually that grows. And then you get to those milestones of like, oh, your first comma day, the first 4-figure day. And then it grows by beyond that. And you hit your first 5-figure day. And I'm not insane like Ace yet and had a 7-figure day, but eventually maybe that'll come. But like, that's the idea, is eventually you start to understand, just get in, get out. But I think for brand new traders that are like super new to it, stick with an eval for sure. So like going to eval is not a bad thing. It's just when you finally get to funded from like the new elite daily evals that Top One has, don't go super ham on the first day. Don't do this thing. You're like, oh, I just want to get above the buffer so I can take a payout. Don't do that. Still maybe treat it like the instant funded where you're trying to like hit your daily win, move on. Hit a daily win, move on. I think that is going to be the best route for you. That will actually get you payouts, because I've seen too many traders full send it and they're like, cool, I'm going to take a payout now. And then they don't, because the psychology gets them.
I think that's a great answer. I really do. I think that there's a lot of people probably in this chat that are like, maybe trading isn't for me. But now that they have the potential to try it with these evals, and if they take your advice and build slowly, the payouts, I mean, like you said, it's incremental. You have your first $100 day, you have your first $1,000 day, but it's attainable. I'm curious to know, like, okay, this thing's coming a little lower. Yeah, I mean, is anyone else short? Is anyone else long? So I'm the only one in the trade right now.
I'm still waiting for 4 more minutes.
Yeah, so I might close this before the news. I added into it, everybody, if you take a look at the screen, on the pullback to VWAP, as we turn, I call it the turn. So sellers are in control. We pull back into the blue New York VWAP, and on the turn, which is this 1 minute closure back under VWAP, we add into that. So now we're getting his retest back down into the 20s. I'm going to probably take some of this off before we get into the news here, just because it's a nice little win. For me, I'm big on macro, even though I know it doesn't help me all the time. But with the war, liquid natural gas shortages going on, oil short potentially going on, oil getting squeezed higher because they can't ship the oil. Like, I think that macro plays into this. If you look yesterday, the Dow dumped 800 points, and they're pointing to the war for being the reason for that. So how much more war do we have? You know what I'm saying is really what I'm thinking. How much more does this go on? And then as an investor, all of you should be listening to me right now. If this liquid natural gas thing tanks and it dumps, liquid natural gas was one of the most bullish theses for 2026. So if this war leads to a crazy pullback, I would look for some leaps, Tanner, in some liquid natural gas stocks. You know what I'm saying? I think there's buying potential for the long term because the liquid natural gas is used to cool computers and chips. So it's needed everywhere. Like South Korea, they're saying has a week before they're out now that they're not getting their shipments. So it's going to be a huge issue, I think, over the next 3 to 6 weeks, whether the war gets resolved or it doesn't get resolved. So I'm kind of keeping that in the back of my mind, but I don't trade off of that bias, you know? So we got 3 minutes here. Stalling a little bit at the 23s. Anybody else in the trade looking? Just me right now?
Waiting for the news, dude.
Okay. So listen, everybody, if you're watching on chat, we're going to have Clay and Matt take the stream here at the turn of the hour. They're going to talk to you guys a little bit. You know, I think it's very, very rare that we get to hear from the prop firm CEO and founder. So if you're here on the stream, make sure you hang out. Make sure you turn your phone on Do Not Disturb. Get all your friends in here. Because, I mean, look, you know, some of the prop firms make their CEO pop in, pop out, but nobody is more available than these two guys. So let's see how we get here on the turn. I'm going to take some of this trade off just to bag some of this profits. And then if we need to find another trade today, we can. All right, so we got green in the chat for me, green in the chat for Isaac. Anybody else green so far today? I know you're still sitting, so you're good. Anything over there? Prop Hub is waiting.
This is the most patient we've all been ever.
That is the craziest thing, dude. And then there's me that's just like, oh, we're under blue line, sell.
Yeah,
okay.
for sure. No, your trades were good. I mean, the pop. I mean, that's literally my entire strategy. Pull back to VWAP, basically. Like, right? It's like you get the pop into it because you can go both ways. You get a pullback or you can get a VWAP reject. I call it. So same thing. So your ad right there. Kudos to you. I'm surprised you did that. You know, you grew a little bit of.
I think since you do know me, I think the actual way that I should have traded this morning is this is an entry for me here. And I have to be out at first break of opening range low. And then this is a second trade.
For sure.
Yeah. But because we're sitting here, I'm being a little more patient. We're just waiting, you know. But now new lows here on ES with 1 minute until news. I think we'll just rip this. Even if it pumps lower, I'll find another trade. But I'm not going to sit in this into a news event and get smoked as it's making new lows. So I'm full out now.
I'm a little annoyed. We got down to what 67.15. It's kind of my watch zone, but it's like I can't do anything now. We have, you know, a number coming out in under 60 seconds. So just got to sit on my hands, let the algos digest that information, and then go ahead and look to see where we're sitting, you know, once the dust settles, and then take it from there.
Chat, you see my bottom tick on the exit? Just buy my course for $10,000 and I'll teach you how to do the same thing. All right, let's see what the news wants to do. Can someone read me the number since I got my screen up? Let's see if my exit on the short was good. Let's see if this long picks up for Zach. Since I'm out of this trade, I'm going to take my screen off. I'm going to go to big dog that's long. Looks like my exit might be good.
Nice push.
I'm telling you, something I think a lot of you need to accept that are listening to this chat is one person sitting here can be short and I can make money, and he can be sitting right next to me and making money long. That's the beautiful thing about trading. It's not about the side of the market that you're on. It's about the time that you get out of the market. It's the profit taking and the stop loss that makes you profitable. It's not entry. Zach's out.
Nice push. Zach.
Sorry, guys. I'm going back and forth trying to unmute myself here. Didn't want to take a lot out of that one. That's about 750 in the top one live account, eligible for another payout. I'm not going to try to do anything crazy. I think we could catch a really nice bounce. I do think that could be something that's maybe 300 points to the upside, you know, on a 200-point risk. I'm taking that one pretty quick. As we came into news, I was setting a fixed take profit there. I got to be honest, the reason I clicked that close button really quickly is because I'm getting a little bit of lag. For some reason, I don't know what it is. I'm plagued, even though I got the hot stuff. Saw a little bit of lag on this one. So as you know, I'm trading in another country here in an account that I actually care about. Even though we're live and having fun, I'm going to try to not have a situation where I'm trying to enter an order after the fact, a fixed take profit, not an OCO. I don't know if that enters. My screen freezes like before. So I'm happy to bag about $700, $750 on that one. I'll have to go to TradeAvate real quick and check that. I'll pull it up. But W's in the chat, guys. That's it. That's it.
Why did you clap for him and not me? Because I only made 200?
Yeah, your trade sucked.
Ace, give me something so I can beat his ass.
Oh, we can pull back up if you want to pull my screen up quick. That was 784. So we like to be transparent on here. We like to show what we got going on. This is, I got an account number up there, but it's okay. This is the top one live account, same one that I've been sitting in. I've been pulling it back to break even, essentially the starting point, snagging payouts on this. 784, just so you guys know, the current top one live program, once you get kicked over, it is daily payouts, no consistency rule. You can run it up if you are the heavy hitter like Ace or Tanner, or you can take, I think this is going to be my 16th or 17th, very modest, very small payout. But here's the thing, guys, and a lot of people will, I think, balk at $700 or $300 like I had yesterday, right? That's hitting the bank. It hit the bank yesterday, it hit the bank today, and that's no spend. So yes, there is certainly much more upside than this with prop firms. I think it's cool to be able to say, can I slow myself down and at least try to hold on to stuff? We're all at different skill ranges and capital allocation. I'm at a spot for sure where I'm looking to start to scale, but I will certainly say there's been points even last year where I've been way too aggressive and I'm burning through stuff and I go, you got this figured out, but like you're not putting this together. So this has been really cool to do. I've been happy about it.
Zach, you're great, but Isaac has to one-up you. Isaac's up 20, how much, buddy?
Right now, I'm realized 2,300, but
I'm in a trade right now, unrealized, about negative $200. So this will be my last trade of the day. I'm looking for, this is obviously the pre-market support. So this is going to be a little bit of a tug of war zone. I think this is really going to set the tone for the rest of the morning. The bulls have been absolutely trying, and the bears stepped out exactly where I was anticipating it, right exactly at 67.15. And like I was saying, that business inventories number helped us out. So I got 1, 2, 3 longs. 2 of them got trailed out. One of them I was able to lock in 15 points. So I'm willing to risk another 1,000 on this. If I lose on this trade, I walk away with about $1,500 on the day. But if this gets trailed out or goes for a run to the upside, it could end up being a $3,000, $4,000 day. So we're about to retest the midpoint of the initial balance. What I'm hoping for is the bulls going ahead and reverting back to this mean and then extending this initial balance high while it's still developing for the next 25 minutes in that period. So, yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, bro.
That's trading 2 lots, by the way. That's just a couple trades, only trading 2 minis, over $2,500 on a Friday. It's not a bad day.
Listen, forget what you heard. He doesn't just do tequila and cigars. The man can trade. So don't forget that. We're going to go to Clay and Matt in a few minutes. Ace, you got anything? What the, bro? You're the best trader here. And nothing.
You know what? Let me unmute for that.
I will never ever force the trade, Mr. Austin, just because I'm in front of
my peer
pressure. Even with your peer pressure, because the setup is the setup, and I'm just gonna abide by whatever is an A+ setup for me. Like I told you guys, I wasn't looking for much. We were talking, me and JJ on the side, just when everyone was taking shorts. We kind of gave our 2 cents to each other, basically looking at SMTs, looking at the accumulation on the low side. And we actually assumed that it would pop, especially being in a demand zone. But like I said, unless we can get that regression all the way through back inside of our average daily range, then I wasn't going to take anything. As you guys can see right here, there was a little small pop back to our previous day low. So again, just taking levels, using volumetrics, using the stats of the chart and just playing off of that. But nothing but
I'm going to still keep trying to peer pressure you. So just get ready for that.
Cool.
Tanner, still nothing, Tanner?
Dude, still nothing. So I was waiting for that little test below.
Oh, here, like into like the 900 zone. I wanted to see that news actually push us down and then stall and then look for the pop. Now we're getting it. So now we're in this tricky scenario where I'm like, okay, is this actually going to be the low here? Is this going to be just a pullback to the DIV WAP around this zone? And are we going to keep going? But honestly, it's one of those where it's like, I feel like it's too wishy-washy. I'm going to give it another 10 minutes, kind of see if we pull back down to this zone still. And then from there, I don't know. It might be one of those days where I just don't want to force it. So
Okay, that's fair. I'll take the screen then back for a second. Isaac, you let us know what's going on with your trade, brother. So my exit on the short here looks good. I think this is kind of what how I feel, because I know the way you reversion guys look at it. Like now, after we get the breakout lower, now the buyers have stepped in using that news juice. Now is when I'm definitely more on the boat of looking for longs now back up to retrace that NFP move. But I'll just point it out. Everybody here reads the market so differently. But I would just say the way that I like to trade is these shorter term moves. I think that here as an exit at the bottom, that breakout of opening range low, which is the low set in the first 15 minutes, amateurs are going to chase that breakout. I only know that because I used to trade that breakout. So fading that breakout has made me all of my money basically this year. So if I can see that breakout coming, whether I decide to buy and fade or just get out of the short. That's what's been super helpful for me. I think it's interesting too. Where did we pull right back to? The purple VWAP, which is anchored to the NFP news this morning. So the way that I understand VWAP, the way that Brian Shannon teaches us to trade it, when we pull back to a VWAP that's anchored to a specific time, that's telling us who's in control since that moment, buyers or sellers. So what we're seeing right now is that if you were a seller since NFP, you're basically at break even on average. People that had a better price are in profit, but as that VWAP, the volume weighted average price, has come down, this is where the buyers and sellers are really battling since 8:30. Since 9:30, buyers have really stepped in. Since 6 p.m. last night, you can see we're under value area low, we're under overnight VWAP. We still have a lot of sellers from last night in this week. So if we take New York VWAP, I may have to short it again, but I wouldn't be opposed to looking for something like this on the long side, a hold of this area in the 30s and 40s, and then another leg back higher. I wouldn't be against that for your trade, Isaac. So I'm indifferent right now. I'm similar to you, Ace. I'm just kind of waiting, but I will take another short if I have to, So Isaac, how's yours looking? Still working? Nothing's happening. Yep. Yep. Okay, so let's segment or change segments to have our jefes. That sounds kind of gay. El Jefe and other El Jefe come on. So let's have Clay come on first. Maybe Isaac, you want to swap seats with Matt so we can get Matt just in frame? Do you mind? Good. Let's swap this over to this. Beautiful. Clay, if you want to unmute yourself, bro, just say hello to everybody while we get Matt situated. The chat loves you, Clay. Why do they love you so much, bro?
Because I've been hanging out with the chat all day. So how do you is the echo? Okay, there was an echo before. So Riley's in the chat too, saying there's an echo.
I think she blamed it on Tanner because he left his mic unmuted.
Okay. What's up, everybody? If you have any questions for me, let me know in the chat. And then, Austin, how do you want to go, dude?
Well, I think we should talk about the inspiration first behind the new evals. Just from a management standpoint, if you guys could talk about like where you're seeing the industry shift, maybe away from instant funded, if that was the inspiration. Maybe just to speak, we have almost 1,000 people listening, maybe more. Some of them wonder, like, is instant funded better? Is eval funded? So I'd be curious, maybe even from the owner's perspective, what do you think is better? I mean, you're also a trader.
Okay. Yeah. So, and then I saw Luna in the chat too, and he said he prefers the instant funded because of the consistency rule. And he said he needs that to be able to basically monitor himself, I would say. And I think that's true for most traders. Evals are nice because it's lower barrier to entry too. And the way that for like a new trader, I wouldn't recommend buying the most expensive instant funded account. I would say start in with something small and just get your consistency down. The flip side of that is there's no consistency on the new one. So, but if you set those rules for yourself, and the way the new accounts came was actually you and Zach were basically like, hey guys, I have this idea for new eval model. And that was really Zach. And what's cool, because I have been going on these streams a lot more. And then I was in the chat. I think there's might be an echo on yours when you're unmuted. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's better. I was in the chat asking different streamer audience what kind of rule sets they would like. And really from there, that's how we came up with the model for the new eval, So it was really in a lot of ways the traders that actually came up with some different rules.
Yeah, I'll comment on that. I can't take a lot of the credit from it. My community has given a ton of feedback, and I think it goes back to you guys as well, being open to take that feedback, not just by way of a survey or something like that, but like Clay said, he's been on my streams, Tanner streams, Austin's a handful of times, Prop Hub, and like Clay will be on stream, we're running duck races and joking around and having fun, and I'm trying to ask him questions. He's answering the chat, like he's talking to everybody in the chat, and I think taking a lot of that in. So it's awesome. I think it's this really community focused. What do the traders want? Can we give them what they want while still being sustainable without just having a money tree, which we can't have exist? And it's been awesome. It's been awesome to see just the innovation and progression. So, yeah.
Do you want to pose any questions?
I'll
hop in real.
if I'm live. We unmuted? All right, good. Hey, everyone, good to see you. One of the things that I just appreciate about this group is, in masterminding the new Elite Daily Plan, I think there's just a level of cooperation and in sustainability, so when we're going through rules and how we want to lay it out, all of the, the group here want to create something sustainable, right? And so obviously we want to do what's going to be in the best interest for the traders, but we also want to keep the company sustainable. And so appreciate the collaboration with really everyone in this room. And that's what this trip has really been a lot about. We're having fun. We're, doing boat tours and all this, but most of the conversations are really about how can we make the firm better for the traders. And I think it's pretty unique to have so many affiliates where obviously these guys are incentivized to sell top one accounts, but more importantly than selling top one accounts is making sure we have something that'll last long term. And if we make a mistake, we want to make a mistake for being overly sustainable, which is why you've seen us over the last couple months be able to loosen our rules a little bit, because we just want to do something that really works. And so I appreciate that partnership with the group here.
Especially with other firms clamping down. To have a firm making the rules better for the trader, I think is super a standout that we have. Matt, you want to talk about the affiliate program? We never talk about the affiliate program. I feel like since we launched, we just have been so focused on growing the business that some people don't know how great our affiliate program actually is.
Yeah, so that was one of the things that we really wanted from day one. We had a great partnership with Austin even before we launched Top One Futures on our CFD side with Top One Trader. We worked together since 2000 and 4 years ago, 2023. And, we wanted to create something that would be really attractive. A lot of the firms were only paying on new sales, not recurring sales, not resets and things like that. And so we obviously wanted to create something attractive for affiliates. And the way we just decided to do this, Clay and I are both very much relationship guys. Clay and I met through his coaching program. I was actually one of his coaching clients. And, we just formed a really great relationship. We started working with Austin. It was a great relationship. And so it was a co-creation thing. And that's how we still like to run it. We're on calls every week with you guys, getting feedback. We're smart enough to know we're not smart enough to know everything. And so you guys have big communities. And so we want to hear, what are you hearing in your communities? What are the pain points? And what has been amazing to hear on this trip, and a lot of you guys have shared how much you love being here because your communities aren't pissed off. You don't have payout denials. Our support team has been, not to brag on it ourselves, but our average support times are sub 60 seconds, average about 30 seconds. Our customer satisfaction scores, we watch every single week. We have our average. I think last week we had a new record. It was like a 98.6% customer satisfaction after every support chat we survey, on a scale of 1 to 10, where was it? And so, we appreciate that. And so it is also, it's not just, for me, not just a business relationship. We want to really support you guys because we've become friends, right? And so it's not just a business thing. We're friends, we want to hang out outside of just doing business. And so our team, and that's why we had a lot of our staff here, because we want you guys to get to know our support manager, our director of operations, Cam. We just got, Cam here, who's managing our affiliate relationship. So we want you guys to know our internal staff and we want our internal staff to know you guys, because the more they know you, the more they're going to bend over backwards to make sure we're supporting your communities. And so that's just kind of our philosophy with it. And it's been exciting to see you guys make a lot of money from being able to promote the accounts. And the other thing that I have just really appreciated is, I think in the prop industry, there's a lot of traders who they really know how to work the prop firm game. They'll spend $70,000 to make $100,000. And that's just not you guys at all. You're real traders. And we were on the bus last night coming back from Baru Island, and it was Isaac saying, rule number one is to protect capital. That's rule number one. And secondary to that is making money. And I think all of you kind of have that philosophy. It's like Ace saying, hey, if I don't have my A+ setup, I'm just not going to take the trade. And so the communities, you guys have amazing guys, traders that you're plugging into who really know how to trade. We've had some of those, call them sim farmers, whatever it is, come in and out. And it's just, it's a different feel because they're very much 90% discounts. Give us a 90% discount, or make the rules easier, cut the pricing. And you guys are like, no, let's just do something that's real because we want to build something long-term. And so that's our vision for the company and for the affiliate program is when you come into our affiliate program, we want to work with you forever. Right? We don't want it to be make a bunch of money real quick and then go on to something else. No, we want to keep you in our community. And the way we do that is through obviously supporting the traders, and you guys have that same philosophy. So it's a good relationship, very collaborative.
I think too, like the rising tide lifts all ships. We all work together. We all can see how big this thing can go. And now it's crazy. It's been a year since we launched almost, and it feels like it was just yesterday that we launched. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so glad to be here. I've made so many good friends, and the connections that we've made have opened up a lot of opportunities for a lot of people in this room. You know what I mean? It's not just been that opportunity. So for the chat, the reason I wanted to have them on to talk about this is just because some of you maybe have small communities. Some of you may be thinking, maybe I should start sharing my trading content. There's no better firm to be representing and pushing to your audience than Top 1 Futures, only because they're going to deliver to your customer and they're going to take care of you. I mean, we were talking about a couple of whales that we want to go get. And we were saying like they really need that personal touch. You really need to go after them and make them feel, well, we do that for everybody. You guys do that, Clay, especially. You do a great job of that. You talk to every affiliate that needs help, that wants to talk. You go, like you said, you go on stream. Other firms just don't do that. So for the listeners, we wanted to make sure you guys got to hear from that. Yeah, absolutely.
Real quick to add to that, like if you're watching this and you're like, damn, I want to be in Colombia hanging out with these guys. It's not like this is a private closed door event and select people come. Like if you want to and be a part of this community family, which is the vibe that we just naturally have, like you totally can, get in touch with us. Like I just like Austin said, I'm sure a lot of y'all have your own trading communities or maybe even discords or whatever. And if you want to build a career or be a part of this, like hit us up. You can actually just go on our website, get in touch. Cameron, who's our affiliate director, he's here. So like this is totally a possibility for you. So just want to throw that out there. And we love to have more people like Tanner, Zach, Austin, Ace, Isaac, all you guys, JJ, Adam. We want more people just like them here with us to share this experience. So if you don't have a large following like Drake, that's an awesome question. We can help you build one too, so I mean that if you have a vision for yourself and your business, then we'd love to see you grow and help you grow. So awesome question. I did it with a small community myself. Yeah. Stick to it, but they can't hear it. Yeah. But yeah, no, for sure. You don't have to have, 1 million YouTube subscribers or whatever, so in a lot of ways, I think it's better if you don't, because you can provide more value. So yeah, that's it. And thanks for everybody hopping on stream. I mean, this is epic.
I see we got my screen back up there. I'll just build off that a little bit, going even further and throwing it out there. We were all just down in Fort Lauderdale for a trader meetup, free, everybody hanging out down in Las Olas. It wasn't based around, mentorship or trading or some prop firm code or program, just getting everybody together, like wide open. Don't have to be an affiliate, don't have to be a trader, just come through, hang out. And I think that I love that. Like I love the non-exclusivity, like open doors to everybody. And there's more of that. There's more of that coming up. We have some in-person stuff that, is paid, but keep your eyes open. I think we're gonna see more and more out of everybody in this community. So just do a quick review on this trade. I can't say a bad entry. I don't love my close. We almost bottom ticked it today, guys. We're pushing the upside. This thing that's my actual entry. I went back through and just put my physical exact entry and stop on. This is almost 300 points to the upside. Like I said, I thought we could get back around these highs. If I had to review this one harshly, which I always try to do, guys, a little bit of an early close, having all of my stuff crash here. And then as I'm starting to try to enter a limit order on news, just getting out of the trade when that starts to happen, I think it'd be a good thing. One of the worst things that I've had happen to me, and I'm sure all of you guys have, you're up $900 in a couple minutes in a live account, you know, hanging out trading, and you watch that thing dump while you're trying to close out. That's a tilt trigger. That's like a death sentence. But this looks pretty solid. This is my actual close right in here. No complaints. I think if I was in this is not a bad spot, like very safe right in here. Sometimes I talk about what's the safer spot. Obviously, just a quick pop back up into news. This would be pretty clear right here. Past that, back to VWAP, and then all the way back up to this area of high volumes coming off of these lows. You can see this pretty key area right in here. And you can see from visible range volume profile on the right-hand side. But yeah, got in, got out, got paid. So no complaints here.
Still nothing over there for you, Tanner?
So like, I can't chase it up. Especially with my 15 accounts. I'm like, I can't chase it. I'm just flat right here.
Brother, they can't hear you. You got to unmute yourself.
I'm so impressed because we're asking Tanner while he's unmuting himself. Tanner's usually like in and out, Ace usually in and out, and I'm getting on my screen like, does this dude take a trade? Like we're sitting around, no trade 2 or 3 days in a row, but it's following the system, man. It's just following it.
It's just like I can't chase up here. Like literally, I was just thinking about it. I was like, oh, maybe on this pullback. No, I can't. Like this was my next opportunity. I did question. I was like, oh, maybe I can take this right here. I like this, but it kind of just went without me. And again, these candles are wide, right? Like from 150 all the way up to basically 250 in one candle. It's too wide of risk for me right away, and I have to get in super tactical. So again, yeah, I'm sitting on my hand. This is a really rare thing where I'm just like, I just literally might not take a trade at all, and it's okay. I'd rather do that than risk. Again, I got 15 of these guys. I'm doing the 15 account challenge. I'm still ripping it. So it's been literally basically just break even the past few weeks. I've been very, very safe with it, but the market's obviously been super difficult the past few weeks. So I'm really proud of how I've been managing risk overall on these and not being like an aggressive degen and blowing them, because 15 accounts to blow is a lot. And it wasn't cheap to buy all of them. But you know, the risk to reward on this ultimately for buying 15 accounts, I'm still chasing that 50K payout to beat all you guys. So that's where I'm at.
Nice. Isaac, can I pull you up, brother?
Yeah, sure you can.
They're asking about you in the chat. How's the trade look on the long?
As you can see, we ran up.
Locked out for the day. We did have a break inside of my BT envelope here. Now we're reverting to that mean. So there's another, 50 to 60. There's another 10 points there. I'd be really careful around 67.75 personally. But if we can break through that level, then I think we're actually going to be shooting for that, 67.95, 6,800 even number. But you can already see we're trying to pull back. If we do, then I'm watching this area here for support. So I do have a limit order here just on a little eval account that I have, just to kind of give us a trade for content. But that's the biggest thing is like, I'd tell any trader, like, learn how to walk away at your high watermark. If you can take one trade and it's a $600 winner, like just leave it at that. Don't go to 600 and then lose 400 and walk away with 2. Learn when to be satisfied and just walk away. And then that compounded over time is what gets you to either passing those evals or taking those first payouts. Like Ace was kind of talking on earlier, like, what do you say to those people who haven't taken a payout? Well, you can't unless you're just getting those base hits. They add up and then eventually you have enough where you can do a withdrawal. Marathon, not a race.
Marathon. Love it. I like the level you gave at 67.75, bro, because my overnight VWAP, that 6 p.m. VWAP is right there as well. So the longs that we were looking at as New York VWAP has been reclaimed. I like Tanner, basically the same trade you were looking at. Buyer stepped in right on the news. We get the retest of VWAP, and that'll trade to opening range high or to that overnight VWAP. So very similar take there, Isaac.
If you want to show my chart, talk about things here,
You look at, I'll wait for you to pull that up. When you look at just how far down the tentative initial balance low is, which is obviously the session low, we have about 3.5 minutes until that initial balance period closes out. Somehow we've managed to find our way all the way back up to the tentative initial balance high, which was the opening range candle. That first minute of trading after the New York Stock Exchange opened up, that's where the initial balance high was sitting pretty much for this entire hour. And now here we are at that initial balance high, still developing, but I'm seeing a weak extension of it. right? We haven't like ripped 10, 15 points higher. We're just, and you can see we're starting the barcode over these last 4 or 5 minutes. So I'm going to be keeping a really close eye on cumulative delta. It is skyrocketed. We were talking about 2,300, 2,500 positive earlier. We're at positive 6,700. That's how much buying interest needed to get into this market just to get us where we started this morning. So again, I think on the shorter term, the objective for the bulls is to get us to that session low from yesterday, which is sitting right around that 67.75. Objective number 2, I really like this unfinished business here in the profile, just above value low. So if we can eat through that, then we can find ourselves at 68.20 by the end of the day.
Good take. Anybody else?
I'm going to jump in real quick just to remind everybody, since we're, I don't think we're going anywhere here. Code Pablo 60% off while we're streaming. Oh, there we go. So we're running down to the wire on this one. You got to hit it soon, guys. So it's supposed to be 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Code Pablo, link is in the chat. Code's in the chat. Get it done, guys. Anybody that wants to take advantage.
Can I just say something real quick? Yeah, so like just real quick, I know, we talked about Matt, obviously, and Clay, but shout out to the support team. Like I requested my payout and within an hour it was approved, right? Very next day it's sitting in my bank account. I know people in the Big Tick Energy community had, some issues with some accounts where I just messaged support and they handled things almost same day without question. None of this could, what's that? Yeah, so I'm saying none of that could happen without, Lars and Cam and, even sometimes Clay steps in and handles things for me. Like that type of white glove service you're not seeing at other props. And, it doesn't matter what the price is. It doesn't matter how lax the rules are. With technology, eventually stuff's going to crap out, right? And, who's going to support you when there's issues that are outside of your control? Who's going to go ahead and address the issues that maybe you did cause? And again, none of this would be possible. And even on the affiliate side, the things that we need from this team, and they always seem to deliver. And that's one of the primary reasons why I personally align with Top One Futures. I got it on the shirt. I wouldn't be any other way.
You're going to have to take that shirt off soon. It's getting hot as fuck in here. I'm going to sweat my balls off. Somebody go get the fucking air conditioning on. All right, so we got money in the chat. Is anyone red here? What?
Who's got the high? So just
you can't talk at the same time as me, bro.
I'm going to talk because right before we hopped on, guys, just for the record, we'll have some fun here. I said, hey guys, can we keep it clean? I'll be the mom. Can we not curse? And now we're all gonna be unmonetized. So how you guys running? What's P&L look like? I'm flat after that one trade, 780 some odd bucks. How are we looking around the room?
Red from Globex. So I was actually
Lost audio. You're muted. You lost audio. You might cut out. Tap the top of your microphone.
bang, boom, bitty bop bop. So red from Globex, I was actually green $1,000 at the dinner yesterday and took a few trades. Man, that slide was insane. Hence why I was being super selective right now. From my morning analysis that you guys were asking for, I literally told you guys, as soon as it goes back into my statistical measures, which is that ADR low, and on top of all of our value areas. So you guys can see right here, previous month, weekly, or previous week, we've all reclaimed it. So as soon as it got back inside of that range of our ADR low, took that trade, which you guys were seeing. It was up 30 points at that previous day low, nothing to really speak about until right now, where we're seeing exactly what I said when I was giving the boys a shout out, which is essentially just letting that pull back all the way to our weekly anchored VWAP. So beautiful trade setup right now, up 1,000 or 1,000, up 100 points on this, and kind of just letting it play out.
No, everybody's here is green. I'm the small green today. Tanner's flat. He's good. He's good. He's good. So it's green everywhere. That's pretty impressive. Say it again. What do you mean? Oh, to who would make the most money? No, I don't think we had a bet. No, the chat didn't help me.
We got 30 minutes left.
My limit order did not get filled.
Am I the high watermark? Is it me? Am I the high watermark? This is crazy.
What are you at?
You guys let me take it? 780, 786, 784. What was this number?
No, I'm at 2400.
There we go. All right.
I'm at
Well, speak up, dude.
2400.
Come on, run it.
I'm not counting what's in everybody else's pockets, but I didn't get filled on my long, and we're screaming to the upside. Again, screaming relative to the price action we've seen. We have an active upside auction in the ES right now. So we got 29 minutes to see if that upside auction ends up succeeding or failing. If it succeeds, we could see that continuation up to that big round 6,800 number. If it fails, and I think, looking at my envelopes, if it fails, still the 67.75, 67.78 area, I'm watching like a hawk. If you are long, I think that's an excellent area for you to maybe trail your stops and cover your position, or maybe just call it a day, take a profit there and walk away. But we're fighting at the mean now. Again, we have that upside auction. They're going to be looking for that continuation and targeting the session low from yesterday. The bulls want to get us not just back inside of that session, but they want to get us back inside of value as well. Me personally, I'm bullish, but we got a long month ahead of us to wrap up Q1. So just, make sure you're managing your risk.
So everybody, we have 28 minutes until the code ends. So code Pablo is going to save you up to 60% off on any top one futures account. It may only be 50% off depending on what account you're trying to buy. I saw some questions in the chat. Just throw that code Pablo in there. It is not stackable, but it's going to give you a timed discount, meaning it ends at 11 a.m. So don't wait. There will not be another chance to get this probably until Clay goes on someone's stream and does some other crazy offer, but that's not happening probably for another week or two. So okay, questions in the chat. I would love to open it up. You guys have a chance here to get some real insight from a couple of different people. If you have any questions about any specific either type of technical analysis, any specific prop firm, prop account, anything about how to take payouts, throw it in the chat now. I am not on mute. You need me to mute? Isaac just spoke in Spanish to the Alexa and finally turned the air conditioning on, everybody. So W's in the chat for that. Thank the fucking Lord.
I'm tagging. I'm gonna talk for a second. I'm tagging everybody just so you guys know, because I know you like the behind the scenes stuff. We're obviously down here in Colombia. It's an awesome spot that we're in. I told them turn the AC super cold. I froze everybody, and then someone said, "Hey, dude, turn it back up." I'm texting everybody on the side down here, looking down. Can we please turn it on? So, well done. Well, now we can stay cool in these positions, running in profit. All right.
Good question in the chat there. I love this one. Since most of you were here, how have each of you grown from the boot camp last year? I would even say I'll take an answer on that first. I haven't changed much of my technical analysis, but I've gotten the live account with Top One Futures, which has changed my prop firm game. So I think what's changed the most for me is the ability to stay at one prop firm. I don't have to worry about using some fancy trade copier, third party thing. I don't have to pay crazy fees. I just grow with one prop firm. So I think that's the biggest change for me.
Personally, right? I was with one prop firm for a long time. There obviously were some challenges, starting at a fresh prop. But, Ace and I were talking about it yesterday. It's like you look at 40 to 50. Yeah, like you look at $40,000 to $50,000 in total payouts, with Top One Futures, relative to my other trading years, right? It's on the smaller side, but when you think, you have to acclimate to new rules, new platform, right? With Project X, and just kind of growing things, from ground zero. Things have gone well, right? It's just that consistency over and over and over again, and just understanding that it's a marathon and not a race. But again, gotten to pre-live, right? Past challenges, taking payouts out of sim funded, and again, just growing that payout total. I would say things are going really well post boot camp. So I see the people here in my community that are in the chat saying, they're up 3 green trades. Shout out to my news anchor, CJ. He was dropping the business inventories number here in this stream. So, community's everything. This is a lonely business. And to be able to have peers and to be able to have leaders that you can look up to, there's incredible value in that.
I stayed on mute just in case somebody else wanted to jump on it. I got another question in the chat about navigating days with 8:30 news and 10 a.m. news. So I think I'm not a news anchored VWAP trader, San the trader who asked that. I'm not going to trade off that VWAP, but look at my trades today. I was short and I was out at basically the bottom. So I was out before the news, and that allowed me to look. It looks like I ticked the bottom. but that's just because I know the news could be volatile and I'd rather not lose than win more. So it's that mindset. So the mindset to win, I think, in news trading is get out before the news. Yes, you could make more money, but the risk involved is too high for me. So I just take the bag and then find another trade. And clearly today, like for the way I trade, I could have been short, which I was, and then long. You know, we're having fun and it's a little distracting, but I definitely have a long here, as Isaac did, that I should have been involved in. Hold on, I can't hear you. What did you say? That overnight, the 70, 75. Yep. Did you take your headphones off? Why can't I unmute you?
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Can you hear
Now
me now?
I got you. Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me now? Okay. Yeah. No. Since the news came out, the business inventories number came out at 10 o'clock. It's been nothing. There was a slight pullback again where we saw, this early pre-market support, which ultimately failed. We got there, chopped, had a little bit of resistance, but ultimately came back, broke back up, pulled back, retested the support, and now we are going straight to my target area of 67.75. If I had gotten filled on this last long, but again, this is one of those elite daily accounts, so this is just for when I'm done trading in my actual payout eligible account, I can go ahead and still take trades in here if I want to, but the market went exactly where I was anticipating. Right, it's not being reactive; it's being proactive. Knowing where you want to get in, know where you're getting out at a loss, know where you're covering, and know where you're getting out at a profit. Right. So if I had gotten filled here, I'd be covering my stop very, very tightly to lock in the green that would already be on the table. But I think that if we can break through 67.75, then we're targeting that zone of 67.95 to 6800, and then 68.20 above that. That's my game plan for the rest of the session, but I'm ready to go explore Cartagena. So,
yeah, I'll comment on this one as well. Kind of just back to the initial question, which I think was a really great question. Like, how do you navigate news? Right during your trading session, we're going to have that a lot. For me, it's not as clear cut, I think, as Austin, which is a really solid approach, but a little bit more discretion, right? So, obviously, this is my closeout down here. I did hold this into news. This was the area I wanted. We hesitated here. We didn't just rip through it. I wanted to get long, but knowing that we're coming into 10 a.m. news and we popped as we did, I think there's that increase of a chance of volatility and a little bit of uncertainty, right? So maybe on another day where we don't have a bunch of numbers coming out, 30 minutes into the session, 10 minutes after my long, I'm still no stop loss to break even. If we pop and it shows me a 1-to-1, I look to clip that, right? Maybe on another day, I say, you know what, market's going to do what it's going to do. I don't think we should expect a big change in volatility. At least there's no scheduled change in volatility, right? We never know when Trump's going to tweet or what's going to happen. Market's going to kick off. Maybe I'm holding this. Maybe I'm holding this a little bit longer, maybe back up towards these 300s like I was talking about initially. Like I said, for today, I don't see myself on any day holding this for a huge, 3, 4 to R, 1R, whatever it is. It's just not my style. But I think having a little more discretion. Hey, I'm holding into, pretty high impact news after really high impact news. It's showing me profit. Am I comfortable watching this thing rip my face off to the downside? If not, maybe you clip the trade and walk away green on the day. And that's my analysis for the day. Nothing too much else for me. I don't really have a play back to the upside on this, just talking YM. Looks like we're trying to dip our toes right back towards VWAP. I think this is going to be an interesting spot to get through, which we're pushing above. If we continue to hold, I could see all the way right back up to these lows, right back up to this area right in here. But for me, I'm probably not going to put another one on. Like Isaac said, probably go explore Colombia afterwards and call it a nice green day in the morning.
I'm short.
Oh, as we said that.
Look, I'm short. Yeah, it's one of my big tick energy setups. So it's looking like we're about to hit my trailing trigger. If that happens, then my stop loss will move 4.5 points in the profit. And then at that point, I'm either looking to target $3,700 on this trade. Like I said, we just need to get down to 68.5. And then we're almost there. If we do, you guys will see that my stop loss will automatically drop down. Boom. I got $675 locked into this trade now. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and actually lock in $1,000 now. I'm going to do 1,012. Yes. So now I got 1,000 locked in on this trade and we're out. That's how you make a little bit of money in big tick energy, baby. That's when you get the bottle service coming in with like sparklers now, like
Nothing up there, Ace?
Hit my level, like
Drew out yesterday's session order block. They're at the bottom, literally tapped it perfectly, and big chilling now.
Yo, I got to comment on this one, man, because it's crazy to see, right? Like Ace had, it's just running your system. Isaac absolutely cleaning up this morning. I caught a nice trade. Tanner and Ace, who are traditionally, and I know Tanner's got something to talk about over there. I see him smiling, are traditionally, like really aggressive, maybe into the open, but as it comes. And again, I'm not like hyping somebody or saying, hey, this is all, green or red over here. Ace cleaning up when the market's moving for him, right? And then taking the trades as they see fit, taking some red. For me, doing nothing, right? The last night on the boat, just outside of just requesting the payout that I had sitting, so it's just taking what the market gives you. So I think as we're, cheering and taking some W's and we got some guys flat, I think try to be an actual trader when it comes to the core of this stuff. Wait for your system. And honestly, like I'm always the guy who's quiet about it. So I love to see it out of you two over there. But I think Tanner's got something to show the chat. What do you got here, man?
All right, so this is actually really awesome because I've been talking about my magic 200 period moving average all morning. This is how I trade futures and options, not just futures. So it just depends where the opportunity is. I grew up trading options. That's what I knew of more than anything. So when I see these, I've been dabbling in a lot more swings. And when I see good opportunities for swings, stuff that's oversold, coming into big levels like the 200 period weekly moving average, you can throw up my screen, Austin, if you want. No, it should be on there. So this is IGV, which is basically a software ETF. And this is the 200 period weekly moving average. We dumped super hard from just a bunch of the fear, overshot it, reclaimed. So I got in actually last week near literally right at the moving average. And so, yeah, I drew down a little bit, but I got in some June calls. And currently I'm up 95%, $8,700 on it. So I don't know if you guys can see that on there, but that is a really nice swing setup. I'm going to look to hold this towards 90s on the chart, bigger picture. They move a little bit slower, but that's how you, these are simple setups. Like it's just like when you see fear, you see opportunity, you got to know when to swing the bat. And that's something that really helped me last year with like my breakout year, where like when I see opportunities like this, I'm like, yo, don't be soft. Send it, put some money into it, go for it. These are really good opportunities. And you just learn that from years and years of practice, right? And so that is hopefully a message for all of you guys. Like as you grow and develop as traders, learn when you can swing the bat and learn when to be conservative. One thing that definitely I've learned just from a lot of veteran traders out there is every trade setup shouldn't be the same. It shouldn't have the same amount of size. There definitely are opportunities out there where, again, like, you have good odds of making money, or you have good opportunity to make money there. So it's like, it is your job as a trader to put risk on when the best pitch is thrown to you. But unfortunately, it takes years and years of learning that before you really understand that. So if you're not journaling, you're not reviewing, you're not going through your data, and you're not collecting data at all, like this isn't something where you just come into the market and you're like, oh, I'm just going to randomly try this today. Let's see how it works. It's like, no, like this is where opportunity is made, and this is how you actually make real money in the market. And eventually you'll get better and better. So hopefully we'll close this out soon. I have some limit orders out to make $10,000 on this play. Can never complain about that, baby, in Colombia.
I see we got some questions in the chat. Are there special discounts live funded? Yes. Code Pablo still 60% off right now. We also 15 minutes left on that one, guys. Code Pablo. It's on the bottom of the screen. We also might have something coming up pretty shortly. We're not going to do it too quick. We might have some funded accounts. Just reading through some of the rest of these. Where's Randy? He's definitely going to be here for the next one. Shout out, Randy. When's Top One coming out with a DGen account? I don't know if I would call the any account a DGen account, and it's certainly not, as Matt was talking about earlier, the MO of the what's going on here. But if you are somebody that trades more aggressively and you are looking for something where you have to get through an eval first at a lower starting point, the Elite Daily Challenge account is probably that. If you guys missed that, we were talking about it earlier. Top One's new account launched Monday this week. It's a daily payout, no consistency rule in funded, end of day trailing drawdown for the eval and the funded account. 3 day to pass. So you've got a 45% consistency rule, very clear cut rules, very fast path to a payout. You can copy trade up to 5 of those bad boys. I just dropped a video because this is the videos that I used to like to watch years ago before I was making videos, where I put everybody up against each other. All the firms that have a daily payout style account right now, there's 5 of them that I'm aware of that are not live accounts. I would encourage you to maybe go watch that video or just do the research yourself. What are the prices at these firms? What's the rule set? And dig deep. Are there intraday trailing drawdowns? How many days to pass? Are there minimum profitable days traded? Because again, it's daily payouts, no consistency, no 5 minimum profitable days traded, right? So there's a consistency rule as a percent, but then there's also minimum profitable days. So I encourage you guys to take a look at that. Again, not calling those the DGen accounts, but they just dropped an account. So go check it out, brother. But yeah, we're reading through some of these. Half of us idiots got cornrows yesterday. Luna Trades in the chat. What's up? Yeah. Appreciate you guys. See a bunch of people from Team RDF. Thanks a bunch, guys. And, I'll shout myself and everybody else out. Everybody here has communities. The majority of us do trade live every damn day. Most of us for free, or at least a portion or a scheduled piece. If you like what you see here from anybody, I'd encourage you to Google the name, find them on YouTube, find them on X, find them on IG, and come and chill, man. I'm live every damn day, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, 100% free on YouTube, Kick, and X. I know the same is true for a lot of these guys. A bunch of them has Discords as well. A lot of free stuff, man. I always say this, I'll speak for myself. Not the best trader, don't have it all figured out. Don't claim anything, but if you want to see what trading looks like for me, I show that live, and I love that everybody else in that room does it. You don't have to guess what somebody knows or doesn't know or what their results are, their skill set, if you could watch it play out live day over day over day. So go check everybody out. Awesome. No.
I usually get the eyeball from somebody when I ramble for too long, but
Are you doing a giveaway?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, chat. I don't have the giveaway screen to throw up here, but we are going to drop a giveaway form in the chat right now. I did throw this around. I'll say it out loud to everybody else sitting in this room. If you have it in that main chat, you want to throw it out to any of your live streams individually, you can go ahead and do that. I'm dropping it in the chat right now. This should go to everybody's YouTubes. Let me know if it doesn't. We're going to give you guys, let's say, 5 minutes to get this filled out. We try not to leave it open too long because all the spammers and scammers hit it. Link is in the chat. It's wide open right now, guys. Just real quick, this is a Google form asking for name, first name, last name, email. Go ahead and get this one filled out. 5 minutes, and the form closes. And we're going to run some duck races. Duck races are just random number pickers. This is going to be for Clay. I'm going to throw it out to you. How many 50K Elite Daily Challenge accounts do we want to give out to the people on the live stream? It's in the main chat.
5, but Matt says 10. I was going to say 5, but Matt says 10.
Guys, you heard it first. We're doubling up. We're going to do 10 Elite Daily Challenge accounts here from Top One Futures. But yeah, it's awesome. I appreciate these guys, and we're grateful. At least I'm grateful to be able to give back to the community, to have people on here. I know I used to love a chance to get funded for free. I've had a couple people from somebody said 100, no 100. Oh, hang on one second, guys. Hang on one second. Gotcha. Hang on, chat. We're gonna get the link ready. So in the what's that?
Not like a minute.
No. I was thinking 5 or 6 minutes. That would be good, right? We're gonna run like 5-second duck races, guys. We go back to back on this. I mean, we don't even have to run duck races, but chat, do you guys want the duck races? We could just pick from the form and make this really clean where we don't take away from the trading. That's probably easier to do if we're going to do 10. So let's do this today, guys. No duck races. I know we love the duck races. It's just a random number picker. We'll go ahead and run one off stream. I'll record it so we're not playing any games. I always get yelled at when we don't do it live. But we will just do the random number picker off screen, and everybody will get their account straight from Top One Futures to the email you provide. Scammers and spammers, beware. I got to say it because this one's going out to everybody. If you fill the form out more than one time, first off, you're ruining the fun, dude. Don't ruin it. We're here with the guys that are giving out 10 accounts. but you're also going to get banned from top one potentially for, you know, trying to game the giveaway. So please don't do that. Somebody always does it. Don't do that. But link should be live. If you guys don't have the link and you're watching this stream somewhere, let us know where you're watching from, and I will come to drop the. I see somebody's dropping it. Awesome in the. Nice. Isaac guys on it. But yeah, if you guys don't have the link, go ahead and let me know. I'll try to find where you are and drop it for you.
It's not going to everyone's destination, so the best thing for them to do is
Yep.
just read what's on screen. If they want to enter, put that in. There's the URL.
There you go. So on the bottom of the screen, that's the URL. You probably got to do a little copy paste on that one, maybe screenshot it, but you can copy and paste that. Link is open. Like we said, guys, going to leave it open for 5 minutes before the scammers and the spammers hit it. So go ahead, get that one filled out. And yeah, whether or not you win today, again, for the next, how many minutes do we have left on 60% off? Code Pablo? 8 minutes, chat. 8 minutes. 8 minutes, guys. 8 minutes. So if you want to check it out, that's probably, like these guys were saying, the best deal you're going to see for a while. It's 60% off accounts that at 50%, because I'm the numbers guy, are already more competitive than almost every other daily payout challenge account on the market price-wise. I don't know, guys. Fact check me on that one. Head to the site and let me know what you think. Links in the chat.
I don't think anyone's getting it any cheaper anywhere than right here, right now. So that's a great way to go into the weekend. But on another note, the markets, how about that attempt to have a failed upside auction? We really hit a U-turn at that 67.75, and we're already down 30 points.
Chat, how we doing, guys? No dead silence here. I see we got some people asking questions. Is there any way I could trade top one futures again? Please, you probably have a reason that you can't trade. Reach out to support, brother. They are always happy to talk to you. We got some of the support team in the room with us right now. They are very communicative as far as I'm aware. So reach out to them, man. You know, let them know what's going on. What's up, everybody? How do we know who won? Don't worry. It's going to come straight to your email if you win. I'll let you guys know when the form is finito, and we'll go from there. How you guys looking over there? Ace of Trades. Tanner's chilling after the big W that's rolling. Isaac, I know, is cleaned up all the way in. I don't know if BTE is going to have any more setups that are just going to be $1,000 rippers, but
look at the chat. I mean, I got people in here in my community that are taking trades. I mean, if you pull up my chart, Austin, we could talk about the BTE setups, real clean and simple. So you could see after we set that initial balance low and that business inventories number came out, we screamed straight to this lower envelope. That's the point of quantitative extreme. We didn't really have a clean break inside. We had that pullback, and once we broke in, we had a signaling for a level 2 long. You could see actually one's developing right now. We just traded down to my envelope. What's that? Oh, and you just closed along. So we went straight down to my envelope, did not go a tick lower, and have now reverted back to the mean. That's a level 2 long. Now we're crossing above that mean. If we can make it back to the other envelope, that technically would be a level 3. The only difference between a level 2 and a level 3, it's the same entry, but the level 2s, you exit at the mean. The level 3s, you exit at the other envelope. Okay, so there's still 5 minutes left on the clock to have a successful upside auction. We got to the initial balance high. We exceeded it, which means we triggered an upside auction. We ran right up to that 67.75 level that I was looking at and instantly rejected it. But even though we did, where did we find support? Not the midpoint for the initial balance, not a moving average, literally to the tick, the big tick energy envelope. And now we're making our way to the opposite end of that equation. So, yeah, what's that? Yeah, take it from there.
Thank you. It's super simple. Tanner's going to make this, I think, his license plate or something. Pull back to VWAP. You're not that famous. They're not coming after you yet. I love Isaac's trade from the overnight VWAP, like Clay said, short. Love that trade. I don't like just buying it here on that horizontal line you see is called opening range high, initial balance high at that time, like you were talking about. So I wait for the deeper pullback. As soon, again, I wait for that turn candle, right? Like on my shorts here, you see I wait for the turn, I'm short. Here, I wait for the turn, I'm long. So now, because of this trade, I'm up over $300 today, 353. So I'm going to request a daily payout here on stream with everybody. Let's swing this over here. Let me share this. Once I'm done this payout, maybe we do our giveaway. Now, like Zach said, they're very modest payouts. However, they stack up. Ask top one. I'm sure they love paying me $500, $300 every day almost, right, Bryson and Matt? Let me put you up really quick, brother. Switch this. I just want to show this to people. I think Zach does a really, really good job of this. Being able to come in and like actually show them how to take the payout like this. So let me get this up. Take that. Like this. And then here. Yeah, I'm good. So back end of the top one futures dashboard looks like this. Very simple, everybody. With their live accounts, if you're up over, correct me if I'm wrong, 2% of starting balance, you can take the payout. So the 15K starting balance, anything over $300, I'm able to take it out. This is how simple it is. You literally come in here. They tell you how much you're able to take out today. So we'll do 353. You put in your RISE email. You literally just click confirm. And then you got to do this two-factor authorization thing now, which is good for security. Bang this out. Just like that. Done and verified. So now we'll see how long it takes for them to approve the payout. And it's usually pretty quick. And then this payout will hit the RISE account and be able to withdraw today. So I share this all the time on my stream because I want you guys to see you don't have to be in prop land trading a bunch of sim accounts trying to churn yourself around. You can get to, oh, already approved. Thanks, guys. So you can move yourself. I'll pull up my email. Hopefully I don't have anything sensitive. But as you can see, payout submitted here, right, everybody? So you get this email confirmation. Let me switch tabs. Hold on. So you get your email confirmation. It'll show you your payout with the profit split. And then, of course, once it's approved, boom, sent to the RISE account and done. So I just to finish this, I show this a lot because I think some of you are churning evals because you follow the wrong people on social media, like Matt complimented us. You want to get with people, you want to be with a firm that has an actual path, whether it's to live or just to scale, whatever you want to call it, to make your business grow. I think too many of you are caught churning because you're following the wrong people, taking in the wrong information. So try this. Try the new daily evals, the daily payouts there. See if you can get yourself a call up to a live account because this basically feels like you're trading your own money, but you didn't have to put it up. So as you build confidence in your ability as a trader, there's not many firms that have a clear, smooth path to getting you in a position with no rules and to be able to take daily payouts. I will say, so we don't sound like we're stroking top one too much, I will say I want a scaling plan, right? We know the live traders want the ability to trade more size. $300 payouts are great, but if the chat wants me to take bigger payouts, I need more size. So for those of you that are watching, it's coming. You know, like Matt said, they listen very closely to the feedback that we give. So get yourself into a live account because 2026, 2027, top one live accounts are only getting better. So
yep. And can I hop in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I see some people asking in the chat what account we're talking about, what account. That's Austin's and the same account that I was on, which I'm going to do the same thing right after we hop off this stream. We don't have to have 47,000 people requesting payouts and going through it. But you can do something extremely similar on the Elite Daily Challenge account. Again, from day one of Funded. So you're going to have to work yourself through a 3-day eval. But from day one of Funded, you can be working yourself towards a modest payout. You can do, in fact, exactly what I did today in this account, in a funded account. You can put up 1 mini on YM, $1,000 worth of risk. I mean, I took no heat on this trade, right? To the upside, close out for 700 some odd bucks, and then snag a payout, right? With a 90, you actually make more money than me because this is an 80-20 profit split, right? You know, a 90-10 profit split. So I think to Austin's point, and I yap about this a lot, we were in Miami talking about it. there's a lot of different styles, there's a lot of different approaches, and people are at different spots in their trading and their capital allocation, right? So if you're someone where so many people are that are not yet consistent, right? Or maybe that don't have 1,000, 5,000, 50,000 to burn on prop firm evals, you might not want to be trying to emulate the results of someone that's doing that. And I'm not even going to say that there's anything wrong with doing that, but you won't be able to achieve those results. You couldn't possibly achieve those results, right? So without that capital, and definitely without the experience. So what we're displaying here and what's been cool is what I would call closer to real trading, trying to create a positive expected value in the markets through technicals and risk management to hold on to accounts. Is it super duper sexy all the time? I mean, I think so. I'm super stoked on the payout that I'm about to take. Drinks on me today. But yeah, this is what it looks like, right? So I just have to check on my dashboard. This is going to be the 18th payout from the same Top One Futures live account that I got kicked into from October of last year. Same deal, super modest. Most of them right around the minimum. Most people are not only not net positive with whatever their trading is, but they're certainly not net positive on the accounts that they're just ripping through. So it's tough to think about, guys. I know those big payouts are out there for everybody, and I look to do a lot of that aggressive stuff as well because I have the capital and the experience to do it. But think about this stuff because I see people take heat for that. And man, I'll finish with this because I know I'm ranting. I'll finish with this. I was in that spot not too long ago where I was trading live with guys and watching people on X, on IG, putting up huge balances. And, of course, back then, nobody was sharing what they were, really doing. The spend was, but it was in my head where I'd be up maybe, for example, on a Top Step XFA, ready to take, a $500, $1,000 payout. I hadn't taken a payout in forever. All I did was lose money. What do? No, I got to put up 10,000 so I can take out 5,000. You didn't take out 500. Why are you trying to take out 5,000? So, levels to this, guys. So think about that stuff. And, wherever you're at, try to build.
How many more minutes are we going to have?
60 seconds, because that was way too long. 60 seconds on the giveaway for him, guys. I'm closing it out right now in 1 minute.
Because we're competitive.
I'll mute myself. Because we're competitive here, Zach. You said you're at how many payouts on the line?
I think this is going to be number 18. I think
this is 18 for me too, bro. That's crazy.
He's cooking. And I
We're
know,
like neck and neck.
I know, sorry if I'm talking over. Yeah, I know Austin crushed me in total payouts. I didn't do anything crazy in sim. Kind of the same story, was just too aggressive off the rip before I really started to find my consistency and then really slow down and make a goal to try to get to a live account. But yeah, dude, these guys are hitters. Listen, I don't have that ego. I'm in a room full of dogs that are going for it. So, but
listen,
it's awesome.
I don't care how many payouts I had. Chat, you heard it. Zach's buying me drinks. I'm poor. I have no money.
That's it. The guys, just one more time before I do it, so we don't get yelled at. The giveaway form is getting closed out right now. You have a chance. Go ahead and fill it out. Just last chance. And again, no duck races on stream. We don't want to take too much time doing that and away from what we're actually doing here. 10 winners will be picked randomly. I will record it on my screen so we can verify it. And they will come straight from Top One Futures to the email that you provided. Please don't send the wrong email. Don't do it, guys. Marcy, one person from my community said they did that. So I got you. But that's the deal, guys. Last chance. Yeah, but we're not picking them right now. So it's really I'm just clipping it.
Oh, so you don't want to show it on stream?
Only so we don't have to run back 100 duck races. Yeah. Unless you guys want to hang out.
No, I think we wrap it. Are we good, Matt and Clay? Are you guys cool if we finish up the stream? We went longer than we were supposed to. So everybody, you had plenty of time to take advantage of that Pablo discount. You still have a couple of seconds probably to go put in for the giveaway while it's on screen. But we're really excited to have some of you coming on as affiliates in 2026. I'd love to work with you. One thing that, Top One has allowed us to do is we didn't talk about this, boys, but we have an amazing network of traders that are affiliates that all meet and we actually collaborate. Zach complimented me this morning saying how so many affiliates, so many of you traders think you have to be off on your own, but you don't. I'm not going to say, we are the best. You make up who's the best, but to be around winning traders in an environment where they all want to see each other win is very, very hard to come by. So if you're looking for that, and like we said, if you want to also be affiliated with Top One, we'd love to have you in 2026 because Top One to the top. So thank you for being here. Boys, great job. I would say one more thing. It's crazy to be in a room with so many people that make trading look effortless.
How much money was it? Not exactly $6,000, only because
The consistency rule on the other account, so I could have made more, but $6,000 on a Friday, I'll take it. It's fire.
But it is crazy, isn't it? Like we all struggled with trading for so long. So to just be like, yo, we're going to Colombia, pop up your laptop, let's go make some money. It's a pretty crazy opportunity. So I'm super grateful to be around you guys and learning from you every day. So thank you for letting us do this, Top One. Appreciate it. Boys, anything you want to say to sign off?
Just from options, because I didn't take any futures trades. I've realized 6,500 this week, and if this position fills, it'll be another 10K. So it'll be $16,000 on the trip. Which will be
Yeah. So where are we at? 15K on the day? 10 to 15, something like that. Between him, he's half of it, and then you're another half. That's 12. Yeah. You're 1,000. How much you guys make? You're down. Yeah. Well,
Yeah. And again,
all
like,
right, well, let's listen. Round of applause. Let's finish it up. Great job, everybody. Chat, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you go subscribe to everybody's YouTube. We're all getting back to work on Monday. None of these guys are allowed to take any more time off, right? Back to work. So thanks for being here, everybody. Have a great weekend.